Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel EduRay. So today we are going to begin with the other theorems of the chapter Trigonometry part 2 which is the chapter 3 of class 11 FYJC Maharashtra Board Mathematics. So in the part 1 or the previous video we had done the proof of theorem 1. So now let's do the proof of the all other theorems and then we will begin with exercise 3.1. So let's begin with the video. So in theorem 2, we have to prove that cos of A plus B equals to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So the proof is that we know that by theorem 1. In theorem 1, what we had proved, cos of A minus B equals to cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. Now you all have to remember this is formula. This is a very important formula, and by this formula we will be able to prove one more formula, which is this one. So now let's prove that. Now if you take here this A, if you take this, so instead of A plus B, if you are getting confused, we can take other two variables, which is x plus y. Now you have to, in this formula, let's take A as x, A as x. Let's take B as minus y, because if you see here, minus of minus y is nothing but plus y, therefore minus of minus y would be plus y. So let's take B as minus y. Therefore now cos of A minus B, according to this formula, which is cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. Now what we have done, we have taken A as x, here it would be x, and now what is minus of minus y. So this is nothing but cos of x plus y, right? This is cos of A plus B or cos of x plus y. We have shifted the variables to x plus y. So it would be cos of x plus y, but here B is minus y. Now let's do that. Here it would be cos A and here it would be cos of B, which is minus y. And here actually it's not cos A, it is cos x, because we have taken A as x, right? And now here it would be sin of x and sin of minus y. So this would be cos of x plus y, because minus minus is plus. So we will get this. This is also cos of x plus y. This is also cos of x plus y. This is equals to cos of x into cos of minus y plus sin of x into sin of minus y. Now in your chapter 2, previous chapter, what you all had learned, that cos of minus x is equals to cos x, right? And sin of minus x equals to minus sin x. So this is being taught in the chapter 2 trigonometry. Okay, it is there in your textbook also in chapter 2. So I'm not giving the proof of this because it is there in chapter 2. Now we will substitute this in this equation. So it would be cos of x plus y, which is equals to cos of x, and here it is cos of minus y. Now what is cos of minus y? It would be, now let's do not take, it should be, let's take this variable A, so that you all do not get confused between x and x. So cos of minus is cos of A and sin of minus is sin of minus sin of A. So cos of minus would be cos of A, right? So cos of minus y would become cos y plus sin of x. And what is sin of minus y? According to this, sin of minus y would become minus sin y. Minus sin y. And this is in multiplication. Now only the sign is changed, which would be equal to cos of x cos of y. This is equals to cos of x cos of y. Minus sign comes, minus sin x sin y. Now you understood, we have proved the theorem that cos of AB or x plus y equals to, you can take any variable, x and AB, x, y, these are all variable. Variables can change, but the proof remains same. So the proof, it is done, that cos of bracket x plus y equals to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Hence proved. Now let's go on to the theorem number 3. So now we have completed theorem 2 and now we will begin with theorem 3. So instead of writing on a paper, I will explain it to you in the textbook only, because this theorem is given in very simplified form in the textbook. So you will be able to understand very easily. So the theorem says sine of A minus B equals to sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So this is a formula that again you all have to remember it. So now what we are going to do, we know that cos of pi minus 2. So now what is pi minus 2? Pi minus 2 is 90 degree. So you should understand that cos of 90 degree. So cos of 90 degree minus theta is equals to sine theta. In 10th we have done that sine theta equals to cos of 90 minus theta, because sine and cos are allied angles. If you have not done this in 10th or you do not remember this, we are going to do in the exercise 3.2 which is the later part of the video. It will come in the later parts. So till then you all can remember this, that sine theta is equals to cos of 90 minus theta. So now in theta, if we put that theta is any angle, so theta can be anything. If theta we put as A minus B, what we will get? We will get sine of A minus B equals to cos of pi by 2. Pi by 2 means nothing but 90 minus of A minus B, right? Because sine theta equals to cos of 90 minus theta. Theta is A minus B, which would be equal to cos of, now what we will do, we will open the bracket. So it would be pi by 2 minus A plus B. It would be cos of pi by 2 minus A plus B. And we will take pi by 2 minus A in one bracket and B as alone. Now if you all see that there is a formula of cos of, like you can take cos of x plus B. There is a formula cos of x plus y. Variables can vary but the formula remains same. I had mentioned you cos of A plus B, there is a formula. So what does the formula say? In theorem 2 we have just learnt now cos of A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. This is the formula. So now what we are going to do, we are going to take x as pi by 2 minus y and we are going to take y as b. Instead of taking A plus B, I have taken the variables x and y. So it would be cos of pi by 2 minus A cos B minus sin of pi by 2 minus A and sin B. So why it is this? You have to consider this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So now you are going to understand this is nothing but the formula of cos of x plus y. So if you know cos of pi by 2 minus A is again nothing but sin of A. We have just learnt cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Theta is A, therefore it would be sin of A cos B minus sin. Now sin of pi by 2 minus A would again be cos A. Cos A, and here it would be sin B. So the formula is proved because cos of pi by 2 minus theta is sin theta and sin pi by 2 minus theta is cos theta. So theorem 3 is also proved. Now what you all have to do, you all just have to remember the formula. Only the proof of theorem 1 is required and the other theorems you all have to remember the formula. Now let's go on to theorem number 4 and then theorem number 5. So now let's prove the theorem number 4. So theorem number 4 says sine of A plus B is equals to sine of A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now instead of taking A plus B, they are variables. We can change the variables, like let's assume it to be x plus y. So by theorem 3, we already know that sin A minus B, we have just proved it now, that sin A cos B minus sin B cos A or cos A minus sin B. This can be written as anyway. So it is equal to that. Now the proof of this theorem is way similar to theorem number 2. So what we have to do is we have to take A equals to x. This A we are going to take it equals to x and B we will take it as equals to y, because minus of minus y is nothing but y. Therefore we can take it as like that. So now what we are going to write, sine of A we have taken x, and B we are going to take minus of minus y, which is equals to, now what is A? A is x. What is B? B is minus y. Now minus of sine of B. What is B? B is minus y, and cos of A, which is x. Now if you see here, it would be sine of x. Minus of minus y would become plus y. You know already that. X plus y, which will be equal to sine x. Now we have learnt in theorem 2 also, I have told you all, and in chapter 2 trigonometry also you have learnt that cos of minus y is always positive. It would be cos of y. Cos of minus y is equals to cos y. So we can directly write here cos y, and here it would be minus of sine of minus y. So we have also learnt that minus of sine of minus y is nothing but minus sine y, and here it would be cos of x. Now we will write the reason, because cos of minus y equals to cos y, and sine of minus y is nothing but minus sine y. So this is the reason we have written it. Now this is equals to sine x cos y, minus minus would become plus, plus sine y cos x, which is nothing but sine of x plus y. So as I told, x and y are nothing but two variables. In case of x and y, you all can substitute a and b, you all can substitute c and d, but the proof remains the same. We have proved this. Therefore, we have proved the theorem 4 also. Hence proved. You all can take any variables. Just it is that the proof will always remain same. So like this, the theorem is proved. You all can have a look on this theorem. Now we will proceed to the theorem number 5. So now in theorem 5, we have to prove that tan of A plus B, bracket is there, which is equals to tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. So what you have to do, we can write tan of A plus B. So instead of writing that, first let's see, tan of theta equals to sine theta upon cos theta. This we know. Now if we take theta as A plus B, so therefore tan of A plus B will be equal to sine of A plus B divided by cos of A plus B, right? Because theta can be any value. Here we have taken theta as A plus B. So it is right? So now what is sine of A plus B? You have learnt this formula in theorem number 4. We have just done it now. So sine of A plus B is nothing but sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, and cos of A plus B is nothing but cos A cos B plus minus sine A sine B. So you should not do the mistake of sign. It is minus, it is not plus. You will have to remember that. And now what we have to do here, there is a trick. You all will have to remember that we have to divide the numerator and denominator by it by cos A cos B. Okay, so here there is a trick. As I mentioned, we have to divide the numerator and denominator by cos of A and cos of B, cos of A and cos of B. So now let's write it as tan of A plus B, which is equals to sine A cos B divided by cos A cos B plus cos A sine B divided by cos A cos B, because we are dividing the whole numerator and denominator by cos A cos B. So here this is a trick. Now divided by cos A cos B cos A cos B minus sin A sin B divided by cos A cos B. So here if you see, cos B and cos B is going to get cancelled. Now what remains? Remains sin A upon cos A. Now if you remember, sin A upon cos A is formula for tan A. So it would be tan A plus. Now if you will see here, cos A and cos A gets cancelled. Now what does remain? It remains sin B divided by cos B. What is sin B divided by cos B? It is nothing but tan B. And here cos A cos B and divided by cos A cos B will fully get cancelled. So 1 remains minus. Now here it is sin A by cos A, which is nothing but tan A, in multiplication with sin B cos B, right, which is nothing but tan B. So we get a formula. We have proved the theorem number 5. So this is the proof of theorem number 5. Hence proved. And what you all have to do, you all have to remember this formula. Number 5, this is the theorem. After this theorem, there is a theorem number 6. In that theorem is quite similar to theorem number 2 and theorem number 4. So that is why it is a homework. You all should try it at your home.